Well, g'day tubes, how's she hanging? Pretty good here, pretty good here. So I never thought I'd have to do a part 2 of an oil change on that thing, but it was such a pain in the rear end to start with that she needed a little bit extra more done to her, so we'll do a part 2. Anyways, we got this, whoa, almost dropped you, almost dropped you. We got this oil fill canister all cleaned out. It was really bad, surprisingly. You can see down the bottom there, like the little dimply things. There was a layer of like stuff kind of this color but dull on the bottom. I'm like, ooh, I didn't really like that. So I washed her out real good and got everything flowing away it should again. And this one, I don't know, I guess maybe from factory they bunged these off here. This little thing right here, which kind of technically should go to your governor side, but for some reason they blocked it off, and then they just put that little short guy. Let's go have a look at that here. That little short guy that just drains back into the block. Doing some reading, and a lot of people have plugged up this hole here, the drain back hole, where this guy goes. Plugged this up and then ran out of the filter around to the port over here. So that little port there, you run a little line down into that, and that gives that a little bit of lube. So what happens here, because I'm like, how the heck does this come out of here? Because if you pressurize here, you get it coming out the bottom, but if you hold pressure there, it didn't seem to do anything. I'm like, that's kind of weird. But if you look, it's hard to see, maybe you'll see better out in the brighter light out here, but if you look down this tube inside here, let's see, there's a little drain pressure hole on each side here, one there and one right there. So because I'm like, well, how's that drain out of there? Because I had this thing right full and it didn't really seem to be doing anything of the cleaning fluid. It didn't seem to be doing anything. I'm like, okay, so, but if I pressurize this hole here, it seemed to, you know, come out fine. But I'm like, that's not going to be any good when I got the cap and the bolt on here and this thing is now bunged off. How the heck is it getting? So what happens, I guess, is when the filter's in there, it comes in from this side, from the oil pressure gauge side, pressurized, so that's the end of the run basically, you know, so it starts down in the bottom of the oil pan, through that big tube, goes up, does whatever it does all through the engine and stuff, and then it finally goes through, and I don't know if it all gets through there, because some would squirt up and then fall back in, you'd think, but it gets through the oil pressure line, which is, let's go look at that too. So there is an access here. It's kind of gummed up right now, but and there's a 90. One goes up here to the pressure gauge, and then this one is like the return back to the side of the filter casing there. Where's that one is there. So that's your filter, goes into your filters. Hopefully this is all right. But what I'm going to do is run some 1030 in it for a while, let it flush around a bit, probably drain it out again. And I might even have to do that a couple of times. I have ordered a couple more filters from Steiner. I also ordered, well, let's go back on charger again. I also ordered a whole brand new governor assembly and all the bits and pieces that come with it. Bolt on, bolt on. We'll have a look at that one later. And I ordered 2 of these rods here too. And they come complete with all the joints and everything, so because this one's pretty bad here, but it's not bad up on this joint, so someone must have replaced these easy ones, because this one, well actually no, this one is good back here, and then this one's really bad up here. So I don't know, I ordered 2 brand new ones. There is a left and a right side, so I ordered 2 filters, those 2 rods, and that governor assembly. US to Canadian was like $680. Ouch! Oh, converted. Anyways, they haven't got back to me for shipping charge yet, because they're like, oh, that's a special shipping for that. So I'm like, oh great, I don't like the sound of that. so I don't actually have the total yet. But anyways, this thing maybe doesn't need one, but it didn't seem to have a gasket on it. Unless that's it kind of mushed down onto that thing. I'm going to leave that alone though. I'm going to make a new one here. So I got some gasket material. I just got to make the hole in the center, but I found actually the holes from this old gasket from this thing on the John Deere. That guy is about the right size, so I'm going to trace one of these holes. It's actually perfect. I'm going to trace one of these holes in there, and then ding, 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 ding it out with a little blade, a little screwdriver blade, and then I'll just probably, well, I don't know, cut the others with the scissors. So anyways, I'll put that in a fast time because it's going to take me a minute to carve this out, but let's get at her. Ding, ding, ding. Awesome. Okay, so that worked pretty good, So I got to take that top off again, and I'm going to fill it with a bit of oil when we go to, you know, so it's wet. So I didn't tighten it right down, but I just want to make sure everything was good there. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to, if I can squeeze a little bit more out of this, I'm just going to put a little bit on here to help that gasket. Maybe not. Might be all I got. Ooh, there's some. So this thing cleaned up pretty good, and way down in the bottom there, that was like right plugged full of stuff. Couldn't believe it, how bad it was. So. And this stuff's good because it's good used right away. You don't have to let it cure or dry overnight or anything. And it'll just help that gasket a little bit. It won't seal it down tight. It'll still be able to come off. It's not like a glue. This is that high flex in place gasket joint stuff. But I just don't have another gasket for that one. I could make one, but I probably will whenever we're flushing this oil back out of here. I'll probably make a new one for it. And I probably should have ordered one of those from Steiner too, but this one, well, if it comes out alright, it's not too bad. It should be fine still. The screen's a little bit not tremendously great, but I'm sure it'll still be alright. So we should probably go install that first underneath the tractor. Alright, that sure is a big gaping hole. My goodness. I didn't really want to mess this other gasket up here too bad. But it should probably be taken off and sealed on the other side here too. I could make another one, but I think for right now, if it won't leak, we'll just drive on here for now. So that guy goes up into there. Ooh, that seemed to get tight real fast. Oh. I think that's it though. We'll see here in a second. It's probably, yeah, that's alright. Just gummed up. Hopefully it's running some straight 1030 in her with enough detergent in it that'll keep it it'll keep it cleaner, a bit cleaner anyways. Okay, I don't want to go any tighter than that. Squishing a bit out. Hopefully she won't leak on us. Shouldn't. Should be alright. More worried about these leaks coming out the back here. Right between these pieces here, and it's hydraulic fluid here. You can see it drips out of this hole. I don't know what's in there, why there's a cotter pin in there, but it must be a seal back in here, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, there we go. Okay. So I'll get the filter back on here now, ready, all hooked up, and then I guess we'll measure out the oil we need and start dumping. Okay, don't mind the banging. Dylan's just in the shed beating on his sister a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing. Oh, that probably needs cleaned out too. Might have to do that if it comes apart. I don't know if this does or not. Maybe it does. It probably needs, should probably be cleaned out. I'm gonna leave it for right now though, but it should, that's your breather, right? Your of the crankcase. So you want that kind of clean. But anyways, no, he's working on something in the shed there, so which is good. So we got some oil, we got the plug in, got this all back on, hooking up those lines again to get them all square and everything. Really sucked. And what I'm gonna do when we get this new governor is I'm gonna disconnect this line here from here and run it up somewhere through there and down to the governor. So probably could just drill a hole straight through and hook it on. That would work. No, I'm kidding. I'm teasing you. Teasing. Just teasing. Alright, so we'll fill up this first. I got 4 liters ready to go here. And it's going to take a minute to go in. Okay, now we'll get another liter, 1.7 liters we need, so that's about there, roughly. And I'll put some in the filter, too. Alright, so we'll put some in the filter, if I can reach without a funnel. That'd be awesome. Fill the filter. Most of that will probably drain down into the crankcase, I would guess. I should anyways, because I cleaned the line out and everything's clean. Well, it's got to drain through those 2 little tiny holes in that tube, which makes it kind of tight. Now this will help kind of prime everything up a little bit, right? Hopefully I don't have to prime the actual pump, because that's apparently a real nuisance. This should be all the oil we need. It's 5.7. Maybe save a little more for the filter part of it. So I'll tell you a little story here. The other night when we plowed with this, worked good. Brought it here, where it's parked right now. Ooh, that's lots. Where it's parked right now, and left the plow in the air. Started that oil change that night, so the same night. Came back today, the plow is still in the air. That is really good for an older tractor. Usually they'll all leak and bleed out and stuff, but no, it's staying up. So that's good. Alright, that can drain out there. I'll do a little more with that in a minute maybe. And, well, not now, it's on the ground. Whoops. We can put this feller back on. A nice fresh new gasket. I gotta go get a adjustable there to tighten this back up. Fully seat her down. That can go on. And okay, I think we're good. We just gotta fire it up, make sure we get some oil pressure now. Okay, we'll just snug this down. Hopefully we got no leaks anywhere, everything else is tight. I don't think there's enough oil pressure to reach the top of this lid anyways, honestly. Alright, but we will be making a line for this whenever our governor comes in. So, let's check our level. No, it hasn't ran yet. Hopefully there's some showing down in here. Interesting. I don't think that's the right dipstick for there. I'm pretty sure it's not. Okay, I'm big time confused. You guys need to help me out. This is the one that was in the engine. Alright, and it was showing full when the old oil was in it. Okay. This is the one out of the rear hydraulic system, which safe operating range danger. Now, my question is, this is a bit confusing. The oil stick for the 9N, 2N, and 8N looks like this big long one. This great big long one here. And the one for hydraulic oil is the short one. Fits Golden Jubilee, 9N, blah blah blah, 2 and 8N, all that stuff. That's the shorty one. So have a look there. That's the shorty. And that's the longie. Got to show you something else cool here. Okay, so let's start with this one. That's the one I believe it should be for the hydraulic system. So we put that in there. Pull her out. She's low as a low. So that's not good. Now if we take this one that was back here, that's showing, so I think it was almost full, of course, because it's down further. If we put this one in the engine here, now remember, that stick was up here, and it didn't show anything. Put this one back here, pull her out, we've got her, kind of hard to show you that, but we've got her. Well, it's right on the full mark. Don't know if you can see that or not. So some are sold at one time or another. Moved things around they shouldn't have. So that means that our hydraulic system is probably incredibly low, which it needs to change anyways. And it's not showing anything there. So we bought a tractor once. The guy, we asked him, does it leak? Does it leak anything? No, no, man, doesn't leak anything. Nothing at all. Okay, get it home. Yeah, there was nothing in it. That's why it didn't leak. There is some in this, I know, because, well, hopefully there's some in this, but there's also been some dribble in here and there too, right? So it does need a that fixed too. But I think we got her good. We just got to fire it up now and see if we get some oil pressure building up. All right, so hydraulic fluid needs changed. Figures. Battery's just been hooked up. Starter about here. Now I'm really wanting to see the oil pressure come up. Hopefully it does. Anyways. Well, it started to come up. Oh, baby. Oh, I might have turned the gas off. Hopefully I didn't flood it now. I might have turned the gas off. Oh yeah, I did. That'll help. Hopefully I didn't flood it. This thing floods so easily. We also haven't switched those spark plugs yet. Come on. He's not bad, I don't mind that. I'll let her sit and run a minute maybe. Just check for any leaks here. I don't see anything yet. That's good. I think we're all right. Awesome. Well, I don't see any leaks. It seems to be still running. We got, well, it's not tremendous oil pressure, but if I can get in here, we're about 22 psi. That's not bad. That's getting oil around, but boy, that governor needs done. That'll be our next job probably. Governor will be one video probably, and then doing these rods will be the next, trying to get them off again. Guarantee I'll probably have to torch the nut off the back. That looks like fun. And yeah, it should be awesome, but I'm going to take the plow off here now and put it in the container, hopefully. Hopefully there's enough room for everything, and then we will see about fixing that disc, and then I'll make another video of disc in the field over there. So, but anyways, there we go. Another oil change video for the series. That really sucked, this one, but once we got the cap out, that drain plug, it wasn't bad. But it was challenging. It was definitely challenging. And gave her a bit of a clean up, and it's flushing around there now, and it's probably pretty dirty by now. I'll maybe check it when I shut her off here in a minute. Alright, just had her on a run. I had this disc down to the other shop, welded the thing back together, so that should hopefully hold. I just had her down where I was test plowing and smoothed her all out real nice. It worked good there, so it should work good up over here. And I actually went, you're supposed to go against your furrows with these. Chops it up a bit. It's going to be a heck of a ride, though, especially this thing all wore out. I might go for a couple of passes just with the rows, with the furrows. Seemed to work pretty good down there, and it smoothed it out really good, actually. Really nice. About 4 or 5 passes back and forth, and she worked good. So I'm going to let this settle a minute. See if we got any leaks anywhere. I kind of see a bit of dampness here. Might have a little leak there somewhere. Oh no, it looks like it's coming out of the cup thing. That's not good. Oh man, I gotta buy another cup for this thing. Oh, lay. I don't know why it's leaking out of there, but that's not good. I don't like that. Oh, bother. So anyways, I'll let her sit. I've had her running for probably an hour, and I'll let her sit and see how she's looking. But I really got to change this hydraulic fluid before I do this disking. I'm trying to source a bucket of fluid. It's about 5 gallons transmission fluid, and it really should be done. So, but we'll give this let it set a minute and then see how she's looking for level. All right, well, let's give her a check here. At least we got the right stick in her now. I can't believe that. How hot. I can't hell. Good. I am full. And I know this is working because it's freaking hot too. So it's getting fluid through, so that's good. Everything seems to be working the way she should, but oh boy, definitely need to do a hydraulic change. So I gotta see if I can source us a bucket of fluid, about 5 gallons, not quite 5 gallons this thing takes, and that goes in this hole here. Unscrew that fella, should try to get that off and see if it'll come off. Alright, it's probably about the same size. Oh, maybe a little bigger. Oh, it's not even tight. all this hype, and that's where you fill it. I think I remember doing one of these before, and it kind of sucked trying to get the bucket in there, so you got to get a big funnel. Oh yeah, there's lots of milky stuff in there. Look at it all. I don't know if you can see in there or not. What a mess. That's the trouble. You have to, and oil nowadays isn't cheap. About $100 for a pail, $149.99 at TSC here. So you need to flush it about 4 or 5 times, because there'll be stuff in the hydraulic lines and in the, you know, in the system in there, and it's got to get all pumped through, and then it'll be all milky again. Oh, why can't they develop oil that doesn't gather milk? Well, what happens is condensation, right? Condensation in the casings and stuff drips down, mixes in, turns milky. Can't do much about her. But anywho, that part seems good. We're all changed there now. Everything seems good, but I do definitely have to get into the hydraulic system. And there might be a problem. I haven't crawled under yet, but to get to the plugs, there's about, I think there's 2 or maybe 3 plugs under this thing. I can't really remember now. But they've got that trailer hitch thing mounted back there, and it goes like from the back all the way up to the front here. It mounts to bolts onto the casing, so I might have to just take that thing right off. Because if I'm going to haul any trailer with it, I would use the 3-point hitch on one of those frames like I use on my other tractor. Works great, because then you have leveling capacity too, right, for your whatever you're running. And so I'll probably end up tearing that thing off, getting rid of it. But we will have to change this, I think, before we get disking here over next door, which is okay because it needs to dry out a little more next door. That'll help bust her up a little better. So hopefully the rain stays away and doesn't get it all gooey for us. But anyways, that's it for today. Super awesome. Thanks again for watching. We finally got that one done. That kind of sucked, but hey, it's probably hasn't been changed in, I would say, well over 10 years, that thing. I don't know if they unscrewed like the filter bottom thing and just let it kind of run and drain out that way and then add a bit. I don't know, because somebody hasn't had that cap off underneath there for a long time. So, but she's all good now. Sweet. Anyways, catch you all later. Thanks again for watching, and you guys have a good day.